Right, hi guys, another update, brief one anyway. So what I'm going to do, oh by the way, got this the other day, I think it's so cool. Anyway, so yes, so what I'm going to do is show you something that I made at the weekend that only took me about 3 hours to do. Well, I'll say 3 hours. I started it in the evening, let it dry overnight, and then finished off the final building the next morning, which took me not too long at all. And the good thing is it cost me precisely zero to do, well, apart from the glue, but you know, got loads of that. So here we go. Watching Ringo's video the other day of his splendid new rack, he gave me a couple of links to rack suppliers, and I had a look around, but they had a couple that would have suited my purpose, but they were about 25 quid, and what I need to do is get these lot sorted out, rather than them just lying on top of my workbench, which was a lot of people's other problems. So I decided I'd make a rack out of wood myself. Then I thought, I tell you what I'll do instead is do a prototype in cardboard, just so I can work it out first before I start sewing, because once you cut wood, that's it really, isn't it? You can't really go back. So I did one in cardboard instead. So I thought the bigger the better, and make it modular. I've used some cardboard here for the main supports on the sides, base. They're about just over half a centimetre thick pieces of cardboard, so bear in mind this has cost me nothing. This cardboard for the supports, where the smaller slots, is about 1/4 centimetre thick, if that. And then I've supported every 3rd or 4th sprue, should we call it, socket, slot, with some cardboard as well. Now this actually, it looks quite flimsy, but I'll tell you what, it's very solid, and you can see how they slot in. These gaps here are 1 centimetre, and I did that just by measuring the caps. So there you have it. I've strengthened these cardboard supports at the back, the really tall ones, with some coffee stirrers, of which I have thousands. So again, those cost me nothing. You see the glue's drying at the moment. This basically took me, I'm told, maybe 3 hours, if that. What I might do is put it back on it if I can be bothered. What I was also thinking about doing was spraying it with some white primer that I've got as well. So there are 11 slots on each one of these. It measures, I've made them a depth of 6 centimetres. Each slot is 2.5 centimetres deep and 1 centimetre wide. And that's just enough to slide them in nice and snugly in there. They're not going to move around. Say 44 slots for holding them. And this unit, this little space here, I've left purposely quite long, so that the larger paints, if I don't fill out all 44 slots, then I can just bung the larger ones in there for the moment. if I do fill them, then what I'm going to do is make another unit underneath, like a drawer. I'll put a drawer underneath it and put all the big stuff in there, and maybe store paintbrushes and other paraphernalia under there as well. So basically make a paint station there. So this is 6 centimeters, this is 8 centimeters. This along here, this is 32 from top to bottom, and I believe this is 24. Well, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. This is 24. So yeah, it's 24. That's 8, 16, 24, 32. And the length of these is 32 as well. At the end, this gap here is 1.5 centimeters, then 1 centimeter slot, then 2 centimeters between the two, and all the way along. And what I've also done, rather, because this is fiddly cutting out this bit, I haven't actually cut here. What I've done is I've taken the cardboard and folded it underneath, so it's got something to butt up against. Because if I'd left that ragged from a cut, first of all it would look pretty naff as well anyway, but it would, with a lot of use, it would get a bit frazzled. The thing is as well with this, if after a while it starts looking shabby or the slots start getting a bit ruined, all I have to do is make another shelf out of cardboard. So there you have it. When I've filled it with paint, I'll do another shot, which I may get around to doing today. We shall see. So there you go. I've used pins to hold it together while it's drying as well. Always useful, and to keep these bits. You see the white of the shelf slot there. I used bulldog clips to keep those together overnight while they were gluing, and I've got shed loads of bulldog clips now, so I had more than enough to do this job. So, a free rack, a free firm rack, and I do like a nice firm rack, I have to say. A wobbly rack has its place, but what you really need is a nice large firm rack that comes in very handy, and it costs you nothing. So there you go. You have it, the completed rack with my paints arranged in colour order. And there's plenty of room for spares in there, because I've got another little box of paints that will probably fill some of the gaps between the colours. It's easy enough to rearrange anyway. I'm also beginning to wonder whether I should have made a bigger rack, because you can't have too big a rack, is what I've found. So there you go. Racked. Finally, I got around to finishing off this first lot of 95th rifles, which I'm quite happy with. Could just get you in a bit closer, we'll have a look. I'll put one up on the stand. So these were the first ones that I've done. I've got a few more on the go, but I just wanted to see what they're going to come out like. So that will be the first lot. What I was going to do with 6 of them was make them a light infantry unit in a battalion of redcoats. Why not? Just makes it a little bit different. I've got enough of the figures, so I will do that, but the rest I will do up as skirmishers. Okay. So this guy I for this tall grass that I've got on there, that's paintbrush bristles stuck in one by one by hand, but I think it comes out alright. Just put a bit more light on this guy. I tell you what, it's hot in this loft today. The sweat is running down my face. So that's him. I'll just show you a couple of others. The command figures are quite a nice one, I think. And the trumpet guy I stole from the Airfix set and just painted him up as a rifleman because I needed a bugler, didn't have one, so I thought I'd put him in. It's very nice figures to paint. It's quite a change to put something on a round base as well for a change. Let me just show you this guy. Here we go. So I could make these a light infantry company if I had 6 of those. I'll have a check. I should have, because I bought another set of, I got the Revel British rifle set the other day to add to the Italiari one. But I've decided not to buy any more figures because I have boxes and boxes to get through, and I think that's quite sufficient to be getting on with. But more than enough copies of sets to produce complete units in more or less 1 or 2 poses, in some cases in 1 pose. So I've got more than enough there to be getting on with. So what I intend to do is just send that back. I've got all these guys to finish off. So that's the artillery and a command unit for another redcoat unit, and I've got another command unit down here, some Imperial Guard to go, so I want to get as much off here as possible, which is why I've been doing these guys, just to get them finished and done. I've got quite a lot up here that need to be, well, the basing needs finishing, a few down here, a few over there. Those were the guys I was thinking of putting in the as a light company, and a few around the corner there as well, cuirassiers to finish. All these guys down here for that other unit of redcoats that I'm doing with the green facings. Okay, there you go. Oh, some devils in skirts to finish as well, and these lot need to finish basing as well, the 1st Guard Regiment. Then I can get on and do something else. Bye.